Hello students, welcome back to my channel Vidya Taranga. It's me Kavya Padiki. So today's video we have to start with the business studies PUC second year 4 mark important questions. So according to the blueprint 2021 and 22 the academic year, so the following pattern has been given. So according to that blueprint patterns we have to give some of the important questions for 4 mark. Okay, then let's start the video. Chapter 1, nature and significance of management. So in that chapter they has to ask one question. So explain the objectives of the management. The objective may be the even the personal objectives, the social objectives, or the organizational objectives. So among three they has to ask only the single objective for 4 mark. Then second question comes, explain the importance of management. So here the for 4 marks we have to write any 4 point, the 4 important point we have to write for the management. So among these two they ask one question, otherwise they ask for coordination importance, they may ask for 4 mark. Okay, then the second chapter, principles of management. In this principles of management chapter, they has to ask the questions. Discuss the significance of principles of management. Important 4 points. So, right, the significance is nothing but what the importance of the uh, principles of management. Okay, and the next one, explain the principles of management contributed by F.W. Taylor. So Taylor's scientific management, the 4 principles are there. So that 4 principles are very very important, the most repeated question. This second question is the very important and the most repeated one. Okay, and the third one, write the techniques of scientific management. So here the scientific management techniques are nothing but the method study, motion study. That is the answer for the third question. Okay, and in third chapter, chapter number 3, the business environment. So here in this chapter they has to ask 2 questions. So that's why, so some of the questions are there. Explain the 4 features of business environment, that is very important. Explain the 4 points of importance of the business environment. Again they has to ask for business environment importance, and again 4 features. Okay, if they ask features, write 4 features. If they ask importance, write 4 point of the importance. Okay, so otherwise they has to ask, explain any 4 dimension of business environment. So among these 3 they ask 2 questions, though all 3 are very very important. So it may again the 99% again among these 3 they has to ask 2 questions. So all these are very important. So next thing is chapter number 4, planning. Explain the importance of planning. Explain the features or the characteristics of planning. Explain any 4 limitations of planning, and explain any 3 type of plan, 3 or 4 type of plan. So these 4 are planning questions. And next chapter number 6, staffing. Explain the internal sources of recruitment. Explain any 4 types of test used for selection of employee. This is very important question. Again, the repeated question, second one. And third one, importance of staffing, and write 4 point. Then again the write the 4 important staffing points. Okay, and the fourth one, merits and demerits of internal source of recruitment. So sometimes they has to ask the internal source, and sometimes they has to ask the external sources of the recruitment, merits and the demerits, or the merits otherwise the demerits. Okay, and the next chapter comes chapter number 8, controlling. In that controlling chapter they has to ask 2 questions for 4 mark. Okay, so explain briefly the steps involved in controlling process. This is very important. And explain the limitations of controlling. Explain the 4 traditional or the modern techniques of managerial control. So either traditional they has to ask, otherwise they has to ask the modern techniques. So even they has to specifically they has to ask the traditional technique, you have to write the 4 traditional technique. Otherwise they has to ask the modern technique, you have to write the 4 modern technique. Otherwise only they has to ask only they has to ask the techniques of the managerial control. Even you have to write both the traditional as well as the modern techniques. Okay, so all three are the controlling questions. And the next one, the financial management. The two questions are asked in this financial management. Explain any four factors affecting the financial decision. Explain any four factors affecting the dividend decision. What is the capital budgeting decision? Explain briefly the factors affecting the capital budgeting decision. And the fourth one, explain any four points the importance of financial planning. Explain any four factors affecting the working capital recruitment, the requirement of an organization. And the sixth one is explain any four factors affecting the fixed capital requirement of an organization. So among these six questions, they are asked any two of this chapter. Okay. And the next one is chapter number 10, financial market. So here the financial market, the first question is distinguish between the primary market and secondary market. Many times repeated question. That is the first question. And second one, state the objectives of the Securities and the Exchange Board of India. That is the second question. And so this Security Exchange Board of India is nothing but what? The SEBI. What are the objectives of SEBI? They has to ask. Sometimes they has to ask the functions also. Okay. And third one, write any four advantages of electronical trading system in stock exchange. So these three questions are comes from chapter number 10. And the next chapter, chapter number 11, that is the marketing. This marketing chapter consisting of the two questions. So in this marketing chapter, they are asking two questions. Okay. The first one, explain the element of market mix. Here this is very important. The product, place, price, promotion, these four are the market mix. Okay. And the second question, state any four features of specialty product. Yes. And third one, explain briefly any four objectives against the advertising. And the fourth one, state any four considerations to be kept in mind while choosing the brand name. So while we have to selecting the brand name or the brand, what are the some of the points we have to kept in that. So that is the answer for the fourth question. And fifth one, explain any four functions performed by the label. So these five are very important for marketing chapter questions. Among these five questions, they are asked two questions in the marketing. Okay. And the chapter number 12, that is the consumer protection. In that chapter, they ask one question. Explain any four rights of the consumer. State any four responsibilities of the consumers while purchasing and consuming the goods and service, and state any four directions which can be issued by the consumer course to be opposite party. Okay. These three are the four mark important questions in the chapter number 12. So thank you for watching an video. So please share my channel as well as subscribe my channel and like my videos. Thank you.